Hi everyone, well we've come to the end of the parliamentary fortnight. It's been a big one. Last week we had the first steps of the Jenkins review into our parliamentary workplace with the statement provided in the House and an apology to ex-staffers, and it was a real privilege to be able to facilitate some of those ex-staffers to attend here and hear that apology in person. I am sorry that we weren't able to get more people into Parliament to hear. We also had the marathon debate around the Religious Discrimination Bill, and that was unfortunate that became such a divisive debate. Whilst I support protection from discrimination for people of faith, there is that difficulty where it abuts with other anti-discrimination legislation. This week we did raise again the failure from the government to introduce a Federal Integrity Commission, and I stood with fellow crossbenchers on that issue today, because we do need to introduce without delay a Federal Integrity and Anti-Corruption Commission. This week also has been a really tough week for me, and I want to take this opportunity to apologise to all of you who felt let down and disappointed by the revelations in the news that broke on Monday. What happened was in 2019, I received some 1,700 donations to support the campaign. And I have to say it's really important, and I'm very thankful for those donations, because without it, it's simply not possible to compete, well, to carry out an election campaign against especially a major party. But at the time we had received 8 donations or pledges for donations from family members living in the electorate, and there were 8 trust distributions, but an error was made in how it was reported to the AEC. So whilst it was initially reported as 8 individual donations, the full amount was always declared, but the identity was not disclosed because it was below the threshold. When the AEC did an audit, they determined that because of one cheque having been received, it should have been the name of the cheque should have been disclosed. So that error was corrected at first opportunity in February 2021 and lodged publicly with the AEC. Actually, I got some queries from people on social media, and I responded to those queries. I deeply regret not letting you all know that I had made that mistake at that time, because I think that would have been, that is the standard I do expect of myself. I never had any queries about it until over the next 12 months, until this Sunday, where we were given notice that an email was coming with some questions from a journalist, and within about half an hour of receiving that email, we were expected to provide a statement. And then the headlines broke the following day. I am so sorry that that's how so many of you found out about the mistake we had made back in 2019 in the original report. I can't undo that mistake, but what I can say is I know how important it is to learn from mistakes. As an ex-athlete, I spent plenty of times making mistakes, and the most important thing is, what are you going to do about it in the future? So my team and I are now really focused on not just supporting greater transparency around donation laws, but also reviewing our donation policy, and I will update you all on that shortly. I wanted to say, look, I am 110% committed to greater transparency and accountability of politicians here in government. It's so important that our representative democracy works, and that you have trust and faith in the politicians and people that represent you, and in the decisions of government. So it's been a tough week, but an important week, one where I've learnt a lot. I'm incredibly thankful for everyone who's reached out and given me their support. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing so many of you on the streets around Warringah in the next few weeks.